What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to talk to you guys about Warhammer 40k. In the recent days, there's been a lot that has been coming out and a lot to look forward to for us 40k fans. First and foremost, we finally have the pre-orders available for the Kill Team box set that pits the Gravis Intercessors, and most of these Necrons have succumbed to the Flare virus, and you have a Chronomancer Cryptek. So this Cryptek deals with time manipulation, and it seems to be kind of expensive in my opinion. 160 US dollars for this. I don't know, man. I just don't know. It's like, yes, the highly sought after heavy intercessors are here, but at the same time, it's like, it's just a bit too much in my opinion. I'd say wait to see like what the prices are on eBay, because when you think about it, $160 is a lot for 5, 6, like 12 models. When you think about it, the Indominus box set had like tons more models, all new sculpts for like $40 more. Like, it wasn't that much more, and you got almost like 3 times, 4 times as much models as this box set. Obviously, if you're gonna go halvesies with a friend, that's probably the best option. But for now, I'm gonna hold off on it, even though those heavy intercessors are highly sought after. Now, speaking of Necrons and Space Marines, we have a new set coming out for each one, pitting the models that were in the Indominus box set. So we have the Necron Royalty box that features a slew of interesting characters here. So you have 5 models for $110, which isn't that bad. You've got some infantry, some named characters, and these are all like the new sculpts. So if you're looking to fortify your army, this is a pretty interesting, decent way to go about it. Now, when you look at the other side for the Space Marines, you get a lot more for $140. You get the Blade Guard veterans, you get 3 of those nasty eliminators. You got an Ancient, you got a Chaplain, and you've got a Judicator. So in my opinion, this is definitely the better set, because obviously those Eliminators are nasty. The Blade Guard veterans, they're pretty good from what I've heard. But overall, Primaris Marines, I mean, they take the cake. They're GW's babies, and they're always going to be good. Now, another thing too that we've got coming is the next Codex for 9th edition, and that is none other than the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari. So we don't know exactly when they will be up for pre-order, but chances are it's got to come out this month. Like, it is officially March 1st as of this recording, so we've got a lot to look forward to for the Dark Eldar. I can't wait to see like any new models, new rules, how their crusade abilities will play into it. So I'm excited. I, for one, don't really like the Dark Eldar too much. They're too BDSM for me. Like, chains and whips do not excite me as much as you would think. Pain is not pleasure for me. But thinking about pleasure, there is something that is highly pleasurable to me, and that is the tease that the Warhammer community has been giving us for a while now, and that is that we're going to be getting a new Demon Prince model. And it's not just any generic Demon Prince, this is the first Demon Prince, Be'lakor. Be'lakor has always been a very awesome sculpt in my opinion. The only downside is that I thought he was way too small. His lore is really badass. He's been alive for a long time, and his reach, his influence spreads across countless ancient civilizations that pray to him as like a god. And we've been getting these teasers in the form of Age of Sigmar, so technically he's coming out for Age of Sigmar, but Be'lakor is also seen in Warhammer 40k. So just like the Keeper of Secrets that came out for the Hedonites of Slaanesh for AOS, you can also use that model for your Slaaneshi armies in 40k. So obviously we haven't seen what it's going to look like yet. There's only been a few silhouettes, but chances are we'll probably see it very soon. And lastly, we've got some crazy news, some game-breaking news for none other than a Space Marine chapter that the origins have been very mysterious, and that is none other than the Exorcists. So the Exorcists are a Space Marine chapter that tends to fight against the forces of chaos, and they don't get as corrupted as you would think that one would when fighting against the horrors of the warp. So because of this, for the longest time, it was highly speculated that the Exorcist chapter of Space Marines was a successor chapter to that of the Grey Knights. Obviously, the Grey Knights are all about fighting chaos, all about smiting demons, and since this chapter also does that exact thing, you would think that, hey, it's probably the Grey Knights. But no, we have official confirmation via Game Workshop's Warhammer community page that the Exorcists hail from none other than Rogol Dorn. They are successor chapters of the Imperial Fists, everyone. Why? How? We just have to wait until the White Dwarf magazine comes out. But I don't know. I welcome this revelation, but at the same time, it's like, what does this mean about Rogol Dorn? Like, because obviously we know that Dorn was fighting alongside the Emperor during the Horus Heresy, and he went into a battle barge and he got sucked into a portal. However, when the portal closed, it closed on his arm, or his hand for that matter, and his hand was the only thing left. We haven't seen or heard anything about Rogol Dorn since then, so it's just speculation. And now we have confirmation that the Exorcists are indeed successors to the Imperial Fists. Let me know your thoughts about this. It's very interesting to see and theorize as to why. I automatically thought, well, since Dorn has been in the warp for so long, maybe his genetic seed has been corrupted, and maybe that's why they're able to withstand the chaoticness of fighting demons and whatnot. But it doesn't make sense, because if he's in the warp, how would they get that gene seed from him to make more successor chapters? Anyway, they do have a rule that they showcased here called "By my will, I deny thee." And what it says is that the Exorcists possess an unbreakable strength of will that allows them to face the mental and physical horrors of the galaxy and yet emerge victorious. So what this means on the tabletop is that each time an attack is made against a unit with this tactic, any unmodified wounds of 1 or 2 will always fail, regardless of any ability that weapon or the attacking model has. So it's very reminiscent of the ability that the Dark Angel Terminators get, where they basically have transhuman at all times. So I have a feeling that the Exorcists are gonna almost want to be played as like an elite army, and because of that, that's why their durability has been improved with this ability. But it's not it. There's more to it. Continuing on with "By my will I deny thee," they also have this rule attached to it. Each time a model with this tactic would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, you roll a d6, and on a 5-up, that wound is not lost. So a lot of psychers who tend to deal with the warp and a lot of demons are capable of using warp powers that deal mortal wounds, such as smite. So if somebody tries to smite a unit with this tactic, they at least have a chance of denying that mortal wound on a 5-up. It's a small chance, but it's a chance nonetheless. This is really, really interesting, because if this is a continuing trend for making more elite armies more durable, as we've seen with the Deathwing, and I'm hoping we're going to see very similar abilities for the Grey Knights when their codex comes out for 9th edition. I think I'm liking that direction. Lore-wise, it's interesting to theorize how and why the Exorcists have this coming from Dorn. But when it comes to other elite armies that tend to deal with the warp, aka the Grey Knights, I'm really liking this. If they get a rule similar to "By my will I deny thee," it's great. It's going to make Grey Knights way more durable and more survivable when fighting against their rivals, their hated foes, demons of the warp. So that's all I got for today. A lot of interesting news, a lot of new things to look forward to. We've got Kill Team coming out soon. We've got the individual models of Indomitus coming out, is bundled by Necrons and bundled by Space Marines. We've got the Dark Angel, or not the Dark Angels, the Dark Eldar Codex to look forward to. Bellacor's coming out, and we will have a new Index Astartes lore plus rules for the Exorcists, which have indeed been confirmed to be successors of Rogel Dorn and the Iron Fists. Sorry, not the Iron Fists. I don't know why I always think Iron Fist when I think of Dorn. But no, it is the Rogel Dorn and the Imperial Fists. So there you have it, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know which one of all these things you're most looking forward to the most. And I'll be talking to you guys in the next one. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I will be catching each and every one of you then. Peace.